And here we go! Next part! Oof. Um, them's the buttons. Wow, immediate sad with all this adrenaline in my blood. John?
So that guy was my dad.
He found out about his own birth so suddenly. And furthermore, his newfound dad is no longer in this world.
I'd always be searching for my dad.
John.
I get it, alright? He's the president. I know it's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then, why, huh? Why didn't you tell me who he really was?
I'm sorry, John.
But, Mom, you don't need to apologize. No matter how you look at it, it's all my fault. Yesterday I broke my promise with you and didn't even notice the fire on the roof. So I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad, and those flowers that my mom carefully grew.
John.
Please, for now, just don't think about it.
Wait, no, wait, shit, that's Courtney. Please, for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while. Just for a little while, okay?
The bond between a parent and a child. That's the meaning behind Lion Lilies.
So everyone was wrong with the language of flowers.
I know it's not my style, but that flower is from Shengfa.
However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Heyo! Hold on. Therefore, shouldn't we do all that we can to solve it?
Yeah, you're right.
The recreation of the past is finished. Oh, by the way, Mur, in case you want to see this whole playthrough, there's a YouTube playlist that we made, where every single previous episode is on. Someone in chat can probably link it to you. The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct?
My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them. So, who knows if they were right or not?
In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on the recreation, in order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking it's about time. I can see it now. My old man's back, real close.
Your old man's back is real close? What?
I'll catch up to him for sure. To the truth that my old man uncovered.
Okay, here we go. Truth of the SS5 incident.
There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh.
Still kinda weird.
However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have been just a kidnapping with no murder. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken.
Was that really what happened 12 years ago? I'll have to pay more. I'll have to look through it again to see what that was, if there was anything weird in that.
However, there's one thing I still don't get.
Something you don't get.
It's this. Why did they need to take a fake photo? Why would they go through all the trouble of even make the president take part in the photo?
Because he's in on it. That's true. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it.
Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well.
Okay, there's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. Oh cool, it's already starting with the frame drops. Not many though, at least. Agent Lang, I'd like to verify a few things that may have seemed obvious at first glance. Are we certain that the president actually went to the orphanage?
Okay, I get it. You're saying you want to prove.
Everyone's always demanding proof for Mr. Edgeworth after all.
You didn't have to tell him that.
The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh.
You mean this stuffed animal? The one with the recording device?
That's right. Inside that toy was a recording from John's birth mother, Amy Marsh.
Indeed. She said that she would meet with him at midnight.
Wow, you two are perfectly in sync.
Is that with an H? I don't think it is.
The truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the layers of a scallion.
Okay, a skeleton doesn't have anything on the inside. Please don't make such foreboding analogies.
The truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the skin of a wolf.
What? Can you stop making those foreboding analogies? Let's get back on track.
However, the president was kidnapped and Cameron just happened to witness it. I'd also like to verify the details of this point as much as possible. Mr. Cameron witnessed the president and his kidnapper near the orphanage.
And Mr. Cameron was standing by the snowman near the road.
Then the murderer picked up a brick and snuck up on him from behind and wham!
Eek!
Okay, we are simply verifying what actually transpired. There's no need to be scared. Mr. Lone Wolf Fox Hedgehog.
That was so intense. Half the details of this case just vanished from my brain. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Lang, let's carefully verify all the facts of this case.
Yeesh. Well, if you gotta listen, I'll talk as much as you want.
If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have just been a kidnapping with no murder. If he hadn't been there, you say? That's an interesting theory. Care to explain in more detail?
It's simple. Cameron was killed because he saw the kidnapping. The kidnapping itself was a success. If he hadn't been there, no blood would have been spilled.
Except the other blood? No blood would have been spilled. Yeah, no.
You make it sound like it was his own fault for being there.
Okay, that's not it. What Agent Lang's trying to say is, simply, besides Mr. Cameron, there were no other casualties at the crime scene.
Oh, was that all? Of course that's obvious. The president was kidnapped, but once the ransom money was paid, he was returned safe and sound.
That sounds like an obvious point. However, something about it bothers me. I may need to reevaluate the evidence once more.
You done explaining things to your assistant? I still have one last thing to confirm.
Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken. Now, where is the mysterious bloodstain? If the eyewitness Cameron had not been there, no murder would have taken place. Is that really the case?
The criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. If there were no witnesses, there would have been no need to commit murder, right?
And what if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? There was a large bloodstain near the flower beds. However, Cameron was murdered near the snowman. Ergo, this bloodstain could not have belonged to Cameron. Someone else's blood was spilled. And quite a vast amount at that.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any idea what you're saying?
I do. It's hard to believe, however, that is what the evidence indicates. On that night 12 years ago, there were 2 murders.
Are you saying that the other murder was covered up? Who the heck could have been killed?
A murder that was cleverly concealed. All traces of it were erased. And the incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. However, there's one piece of evidence that still remains intact after 12 years. This piece of evidence shows that something happened that night. The other murder incident was buried in the dark by Blaze the Best. However, there's still one piece of evidence that remains. Agent Lang, it survived by your father's hands.
My old man, you say?
Please recall. There was one more thing that was hidden along with the traces of a murder. And that is the existence of the boy who caused the fire. Why did Blaze make the boy disappear? It's because he saw something that he wasn't supposed to see.
What was the thing he wasn't supposed to see?
Everything is drawn in this picture.
The drawing my old man had.
The person drawn on the right is most likely the president, though he is lacking a significant amount of abs. The Mozilla doll is also drawn near him. And the person standing opposite him is... a man with a knife and a large black dog. He is none other than Sirhan Bad Voice.
What? The assassin?
Why would an assassin appear before a president? The answer is clear. Indeed, what occurred that night on the orphanage grounds 12 years ago was not a kidnapping. It was a presidential assassination.
Hello!
Then Miss Rowland and Mr. Blaze were...
Yes, the 2 were likely partners in crime. One furnished the orphanage to use as the scene of the incident, and the other covered up the young boy's testimony. It's likely that Mr. Cameron was murdered because he witnessed the assassination himself. After all, the kidnapping never actually happened.
Stop messing around. You're saying that the president was assassinated 12 years ago? Oh, so he is dead and this was a body double. We just found his body today. He's been alive up until now.
That's right. I mean, we met him ourselves.
If the president was assassinated 12 years ago and the president's body was found today, that would imply there were 2 presidents.
Yeah, and that can't be right.
Are you sure about that? There is the possibility that there were 2 presidents. That's right. Up until now, I've been getting a strange feeling from the president.
Even so, I still respect the man. Shangfai is a small country, but he carried the nation with his strength.
The image of President Huang and Agent Lang described. He revealed his true form. Differs far too greatly from the President Huang we knew. It's as if they were 2 entirely different people. If there were in fact 2 Shangfa presidents, exactly how would such a scenario be possible? What would make the existence of the 2 presidents possible? Yup, body doubles. If we were to assume that one of them was a body double, wouldn't it be possible then?
A body double?
President Huang possessed immense power and authority in Shangfa. I'm sure there were those who envied his position and made attempts on his life. Yes, just as he was attacked a few days ago at Gourd Lake.
It's true. There were those who thought Huang's left from time to time, but I can't easily believe they were two presidents. At least, not without any evidence.
Do I have evidence that proves there were two presidents? Oh boy, the lag. Nope. Shit.
Lang Shi says you're stupid.
If only we knew that the president was in two different places at the same time.
Okay.
Then we could prove that there were two people.
Two different places, okay. Now, what of all of these proves that he was at multiple places? Sorry, this one's kind of tough. Huh. It must be something from before, because if he's dead, that would make sense if he was in multiple places now. I feel... I mean... Yeah, no, I'm... What is it? It doesn't really say anything about him being in multiple places, but yeah, no. Okay. Let's read. Person was never seen coming down. Yeah, okay. The original Mozilla design last night fell from the studio roof. Can record and playback audio belong to the president. The ransom money. President never passed, but I already showed that. I mean, he wasn't here, right? No. Wait, what? Wow. And nobody ever noticed that bit. What? Has Agent Lang not noticed this contradiction? Or has he noticed but can't admit it?
What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't shout something out only to suddenly clam up.
According to the recording on the doll, the President visited the orphanage at midnight. However, that should not have been possible.
Huh? Why's that?
Why? Because at the time the President should have been at the embassy. He was together with Agent Lang's father. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So, Agent Lang, you really did notice. He was in two places at the same time, ergo, there must have been two presidents.
Then which of the two was the real president on that day 12 years ago?
Most likely the one who died.
Who contracted Dong to murder Huang?
In order to learn that, first, we must have a look at the evidence that we proved was false earlier. And the piece of evidence we know to be false is... the photo. The photo taken with Cameron's camera was taken after he was murdered. And he was murdered because he witnessed the presidential assassination. In other words, the photo must have been taken following the assassination. Given that, who is the president pictured in the fake photo? We must consider him to be the body double. In other words, the body double had the real...
In other words, the body double had the real president murdered and then took his place.
The bad Yadagarasu. Patricia Rowland and Blaze must have cooperated in that plan.
Hold it! Huang's body was never found. Just where could it have disappeared to?
The dog ate it. The answer to that is already quite apparent. This is where the real president's body was. Okay, nope.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can you put the jokes aside? I can't believe that Mr. Huang's body was the, yeah.
What was the person responsible doing here? If I think about that, I'm sure to know the location of the president's body. Okay, maybe I still had the right thought. Okay, what I meant there is that they said something was buried. So I thought maybe that's how they mean it. Okay, how about the monster's footprints? Yup, okay, I meant the right thing. Last night there was something Blaze had to unearth with his own two hands. That item was not the ransom, it was something far more important.
Ah! So Blaze unburied
the real president's body. The possibility is quite high.
What did you say?
The bones from the body buried 12 years ago would have still remained. According to Mr. Powers, construction was to begin soon at this lot. That was the deadline. Both for the movie and retrieval of the body.
Because they would have found the body when they started the construction.
Agent Lang, let us search the footprints that Blaze dug up.
Yeah, if the body was buried there'd be traces of it. Hey, somebody call forensics.
Oh boy. I have the results of the search. We found traces in the dirt that suggest the body was buried here.
Tch, so it was Huang after all.
We also recovered the skeletal remains that Blaze the Best dug up. They were in his home. Wow. In addition to the bone structure, the dental records and the bone fractures all match up Jesus Christ, can I stop getting... Ugh. I keep getting texts, and my phone is on wood, and it's loud. Give me a minute again. I'm gonna close that stupid door again. Okay. In addition to the bone structures, the dental records of the bone fractures all match up. We can confirm that it was indeed President Huang. So the real President Huang really was killed 12 years ago. The SS5 incident was a murder. Twice.
So the SS5 incident was actually a murder incident. But there's so much information, it's way too confusing.
Indeed, let us take this opportunity to review the details of the case.
First, the real president came to the orphanage, right?
12 years ago, the true President Huang visited the orphanage in order to meet his son. Okay, but then who was in Shengfa? Was that the body double and then the body double also went here later or something? The footsteps in the snow that we thought belonged to Mr. Cameron were most likely made by the president at that time. President Huang was supposed to meet his son here. D. However, the one who actually showed up was the assassin Serhan Dogan.
He came here to meet his son, but was murdered instead. How horrible.
A man like Dogan shows no mercy. And after that, the second tragedy occurred.
You mean Mr. Cameron's murder?
Indeed, Mr. Cameron saw the decisive moment. After the real president was killed by Dogan, his body was carried to the rear courtyard by the team of kidnappers. Mr. Cameron must have witnessed that moment. From the orphanage entrance. Although he himself believed that he had actually witnessed a kidnapping. Furthermore, by this time, a Red King showed up.
The body double, who had come to meet up with Blaze and Miss Rowland, was already standing behind Mr. Cameron.
And then the witness to the incident, Mr. Cameron,
was killed by the body double. So, was Mr. Cameron's corpse also carried on by the body double?
Okay, hold on. Dai Long Lang confirmed that on the evening of the incident, the president was at the Shengfa embassy until midnight. So the body double was here, the president was dead, who was flying the embassy?
So was Mr. Cameron's corpse also carried by the body double?
Yes, that seems likely.
But there wasn't anything at the crime scene that looked like the body double's footprints.
I've already figured out how he accomplished that. There is a piece of evidence that would have made it possible. What did the body double use to move the body without leaving any footprints? He flew! You know, Edgeworth, that's a really good question. The victim's shoes? I guess, okay. This is almost certainly how the body double carried Mr. Cameron's corpse. After Mr. Cameron was killed, the president's body double carried him into the middle of the garden. I suspect the body double was wearing the same shoes as the real president at the time. If he made sure to step precisely on top of the footprints left by the real president...
Ah, since the shoes were the same, there would only be one set of footprints left behind in the snow. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on the SS5 incident now. But there's still one thing I don't get.
What's that?
Why did they need to stage the abduction?
Because Mr. Cameron witnessed the incident, he saw the president at the orphanage. He left behind witness testimony on Miss Crane's answering machine. Even Blaze couldn't make that disappear. Ergo, the body double needed a reason for the president to have been at the orphanage.
And that's why they prepared a fake kidnapping charade.
The people in the fake photo are the body double and most likely Patricia Rowland.
The person in the coat is Miss Rowland? What makes you say that?
The two would have to leave the orphanage in order to take a picture. Just like when he moved the body, the double used the real president's footprints. So he went backwards?
Ah, so the second set of footprints must belong to the person in the coat.
Indeed, we originally believed that those footprints belonged to Cameron's killer. They were size 7 footprints, too small for Blaze's feet. Thus we can presume that the person playing the part of the kidnapper was Patricia Rowland. Hidden in the shadow of the presidential kidnapping was a presidential assassination.
I see. So that's why my old man...
Why he what?
The old man must have realized that a murder had taken place. After all, he had the kid's drawing.
However, that picture was never presented as evidence.
And was this like right around midnight? Your father likely took it from the young witness during the investigation and hid it.
He had to have known that Huang was dead. But what if he had revealed that back then?
Revealed the death of the president, the backbone of Shangfa. It would have caused chaos.
And that's why my old man took the secret to his grave. He even took the blame for the kidnapping, knowing that would be the fall of the House of Lang.
No, see, but I know embassies are abroad, but it still seems weird to me that he was just there all of a sudden. Was it literally just right next fucking door or something? So this is the truth that Agent Lang's father hid 12 years ago.
And now it's all become clear.
Is that really the case, I wonder?
Huh?
What?
Who's there?
No, god damn it! That bell, it's... Okay, let's see. I think this was his voice. Sirhan Dogan!
What the... You! Why are you here? How can you just brazenly show up here? Who do you think you are, pal?
I found the conversation most intriguing. Well...
Yes, I did. I do. Wait, no. Are you feeling nostalgic about an old murder of yours?
You're the one who killed Wang.
Nostalgia? I think not. If you were speaking about the person I am searching for.
You're searching for someone.
I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat.
Okay, which person who wore the red raincoat? So Shelly is an acolyte of yours?
Who is this person?
I suspect it's the same person as the mastermind you are searching for.
Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood. The red hood?
Don't they seem surprised, Anubis? Yes, they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life.
Okay.
Certainly it was I who killed President Huang. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double, Blaze, and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger.
By the way, is the voice nice and audible? I'm trying to go real close to the mic.
But alas, even to this day, I do not know what has become of the young acolyte.
So your client was indeed the body double. Who was the main perpetrator of the crime?
It was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now.
There have been countless attempts on my life. Not just once or twice, countless. And yet, why must I be the only one to face the danger? When I stand before the people, I garner the same respect as the president does. Oh, that's the body double.
When I stand in front of the people, I garner the same respect the president does. Tell me, just what is the difference between him and me? The difference was great, while the voice and style of speech may be the same. One can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced.
I suppose his own weakness cost him in his quest to become a leader.
I know that Rook's gone. Now that Rook's gone, I'm in charge.
I wasn't sure if you're as capable as Rook was.
What are you saying? I'm totally the leader now.
Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different after all.
The double believed that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from this country.
So he joined forces with Blaze.
After determining her whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity.
That chance came with the meeting at the orphanage.
Indeed, the director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice.
He must be referring to Patricia Rowland.
Well, given what I've told you, do you realize the whereabouts of the young acolyte now?
You mean the boy who saved you? But how do you know that he's the mastermind?
That day, the young one caused a fire at the garden of the orphanage.
You talking about the kid who started the fire as a prank?
A prank? Not at all. On that night 12 years ago, the young acolyte was hiding inside the igloo.
The igloo?
It seems he witnessed Patricia and Blaze moving the body from his hiding place. Apparently, he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that. I learned this about the young acolyte sometime later. It seems he was wearing a red raincoat at the time.
Is it just Shelley after all?
He led me out of the main hall. And then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So we scattered some lamp oil, rope, and bombs near the igloo over the snow. Then he boldly set the oil ablaze.
Huh, no way! So he set the fire in order to...
All their focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit.
So the boy in the red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case.
Exactly. Isn't that right, Anubis? Yes, boy. Yes, it is. I was a good boy.
Okay. Certainly it was I who killed President Juan. You admitted to that rather easily.
These days, I have long grown tired of killing. But those how... Okay, I have to look that up, sorry.
Halcyon.
Halcyon. In those halcyon days, I devoted myself to the path of an executioner. If one cannot admit that much, what can he admit? Right, Anubis? Yes, yes, my boy.
I feel like he's saying something scary, but it's kind of hard to understand it.
Kay, please! Please, Kay! Kay knows! This fallen priest is saying he has no feeling about the president's death. Dogen, the assassin and escaped prisoner. He should be a despicable opponent, but silencing him now would be imprudent. I must keep my composure and let him talk. I understand your point. You killed the president.
That is correct. The aim of my blade never misses its mark.
However, my life was also targeted on that day. Your life was targeted. You, the assassin.
The hunter becomes the hunted. The Buddhist becomes the Buddha.
Okay, you don't have to make up strange proverbs.
Life is transient, especially for an assassin whose life is always exposed to danger.
So, does that mean people you've tried to kill have fought back?
That is a rare occurrence. However, this was different.
The body double, Blaze, and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Sir Dogen, you are a master assassin. As such, could you not have evaded an attack from those three and fled the scene? I mean...
You greatly overestimate me. I really suck a lot. Without Anubis by my side, I would not have been able to walk about. I would not even be able to walk about. If those three were to attack me all at once, I would not stand a chance.
I see. So even an assassin will fall to superior numbers in a frontal assault.
I suppose one could say that. I, Sir Dogen, would have suffered a shameful defeat.
Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. Reunited? So when did you first meet him?
That would be 18 years ago, on the 24th of December.
What the fuck? What the fuck? 18 years ago? Oh my god, what the fuck? Is Gustavia's kid Shelly the Killer the acolyte of Dogen? What the fuck? What the fuck? That is a rather long time ago.
On that day, our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life. There was an unusual snowstorm on that day. The temperature was well below freezing. I took Anubis for a walk in the snow. That's when Anubis noticed something and started running. I followed after him and found a car. I had great difficulty opening the door. It had frozen shut.
Okay. Then who tied them up? Was that also Blaze?
In the back seat, there were 2 young children shivering from the cold.
2 children.
Had they remained in the car for an hour longer, they surely would have frozen to death.
Okay. Or was it Isaac Dover? What the fuck?
I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage.
Is there anything about Dogen's story that concerns me? Sure, there is something. What concerns me is... the date? The 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are you sure about that?
There is no mistake.
Could that mean... I know. The significance behind that date. What shows the significance of the date when Dogen found the children? Okay. That day, a certain incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered. And there is the Case 3 tie-in. Ah! During that incident, 2 young boys went missing. The sons of the victim, Isaac Dover, and the culprit, Dane Gustavia. We never did find out where those 2 boys went after the case 18 years ago.
Oh, they were the sons of a victim and a culprit. It all makes sense now.
What makes sense?
One of the youths was bound so that he could not move.
Mr. Dover did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't come to the contest venue.
Okay, but what the fuck's up with Dover's son? Is he also a terrible dad? Indeed, Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester.
To think that was what transpired. Neither child seemed to recall what had happened.
They lost their memories.
The acolyte told me this when we were reunited 12 years ago. The pair were placed in an extreme situation, on the verge of freezing to death. That trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia. Neither could do so much as remember his own name.
So they didn't even know that they were the sons of Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia.
Okay, but which one is the acolyte? Did they do a fusion dance? Indeed, while we cannot say it conclusively, the probability is quite high. However, we still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity. Dogen, would you please continue your story?
Very well.
Dogen and the acolyte.
I continued my correspondence with the young acolyte even after entering prison. Recently, that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. It left me quite concerned.
Is Knightley the acolyte? What?
Furthermore, those involved in that crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, and so I absconded briefly from the prison.
Those involved 12 years ago were Patricia Rowland, Blaze the Best, and President Huang's body double.
And Miss Rowland was the warden of Mr. Dogan's prison.
I blackmailed the warden. That woman had tried to kill me. Perhaps the good prosecutor has already deduced the reason.
You murdered President Huang, however, the world still believed he was alive. If you were able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rowland and Blaze the Best would have been in danger. I know. But who knows who the fuck that is at this point?
That is correct. And I had heard the proof with my own ears.
I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. I don't know who says this. Even if it's just... Oh, okay. That must be the president.
Even if it's just one, I want John to be able to meet.
No. This must be Amy. I don't have a voice for Amy, fuck it. Even if it's just one, I want John to be able to meet you. Oh wait, no. Let's just... Or I could just make that... Oh, no. What? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? What?
Forgive me. My apologies, but I'm presently waiting for someone.
I am well aware of that, President Huang. Are you not meeting with your son? However, I do not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the President's life.
It can't be. Please wait. I'm just about to meet my son for the first time.
I'm sure this will be the first and last time. Please, at least wait.
Oh wait, I'm sure this will be the first and last time. Please, at least wait until we're finished.
I had thought the president would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort. Officially, the president had no son. However, he shook his head and said,
"This illegitimate son was his, and he intended to recognize him publicly."
God, Jesus. It's because the president... It was said that the body double has the same voice as the president, so they gotta have the same voice. Also, Dogan doing the president's voice, that is something fiercely terrible.
Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations toward the end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns over there by any chance?
Boy with the horns. Wait, you can see John's horns?
Yeah, wait, what the fuck?
There is no need to see them. From the moment I escaped from prison until now, I have been closely lending an ear to your voices.
So he had the bug. He said that the president had made preparations towards recognizing his son. But the word preparations alone would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it. There was one thing that could prove Huang's words. The will held by the House of Lang. It was also proof of his trust in us. His son's existence would have been revealed to the world.
The name of the on the recording, the mention of preparations, and the will in Shangfa. Together, they suffice to make the warden bow to my words.
With those three pieces of information, one could prove the identity of the double. By using John. What?
The president blocked the first strike of my knife with something soft. As pieces of it fell atop the snow, I struck once more. This time, the blow proved fatal.
So Dogan cut off the Mozilla's doll's horn. Okay.
None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew of the president's secret son.
Okay. I continued my correspondence with the young acolyte even after entering prison. In other words, you contacted him from prison.
That is correct. A post office box was used.
A post office box?
It would allow one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location. Yeah. I know.
I could not use a form for correspondence that would reveal the acolyte's location. There was someone keeping watch over my correspondences after all.
You must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rowland. Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondence? I'm confused about a whole bunch of different shit.
Well, they were mainly moves from my correspondence chess matches.
Correspondence chess? If I recall, the person you were playing against...
This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
Ah, are you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley? Was it Horace Knightley?
We certainly found the correspondence chess memo in Knightley's cell. Does that mean Knightley Boy was the kid from the IS-7 incident? Could that really be true? Is there any evidence connecting Knightley to the IS-7 incident? Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. The ring! This was all that Knightley left behind. Could there be a clue hidden within? Which should I investigate? The ring or the chessboard? The ring! Yup! Pierre, okay. So the mastermind isn't the acolyte. You're wrong, Dogen. This ring is...
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it?
Mr. Shields, please take a look at this ring. This pattern is... It's Pierre O'Kay's! I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. Yeah, the other kid, who should be Shelley, I think? However, why would he have done this? Shouldn't have been held by the police as evidence from the IS-7 incident. After the incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. I'm pretty sure you can just use emojis in Twitch chat. And Mr. Dover's only family was his son. But since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. I'd heard that the police had finally found him and delivered his inheritance, but... So the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person. Hold on. Oh god damn it, I have to... There it is. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person.
So, Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son.
The police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal. Oh, okay.
Someone involved in the IS-7 incident was his chess opponent.
Knightley, huh? Then that man must be the mastermind behind this case. Yeah, but Lang, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
But Knightley is dead. He cannot be involved in this incident.
How about that? The only one who could be the mastermind was himself a murder victim.
But a dead guy can't be the culprit. So there's no way that's right.
It certainly is strange. In that case, who is the culprit?
Recently, that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. It left me quite concerned.
Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, so I absconded briefly from the prison. Writing letters in Braille can be a rather enjoyable pastime. It came to a halt, now of all times.
Quite odd, is it not? Anubis told me again and again how odd it was.
That scary dog talked? Was he like, something's odd? Woof?
I can understand Anubis' heart, even if he does not voice his thoughts.
Then there's something I'd like to ask just in case. Your scary dog's staring at me right now. He's not saying, I'm hungry, I want some meat, right?
Perhaps.
Perhaps? Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems he's not much good with the assassin's dog.
Good boy, there's a good boy. So then, at any rate, my correspondence with the acolytes suddenly came to an abrupt halt.
Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into the incidents one by one. That certainly does seem too much of a mere coincidence. The body double of Dijun Huang, the president of Shangfa, faked an assassination plot. Patricia Rowland, the prison warden, murdered Horace Knightley. And Blaise de Best, the chairman of the PIC, murdered Jill Crane. Come to think of it, as I have been investigating these cases, I have felt the presence of some force behind the scenes.
Even within the prison I could tell that this was no insignificant event.
I grew more and more curious, and so I absconded briefly from the prison. You absconded briefly from the prison. I cannot forgive such a criminal act.
You stole your way out of prison. I cannot forgive such a thieving act.
Relax, no one was hurt. I merely have connections that allow me to set foot outside.
But even so, you can't just escape from prison, pal. Arrest him! Arrest him!
That won't be necessary. Once my business is done, I shall return to my cell.
You trying to make a fool of us? A prison isn't the kind of place you can just enter and leave with at will. You can't do that, Dogen. That's illegal.
The Wolf Fox Hedgehog may say that, but one can see that the Wolf Fox Hedgehog and his pack also share an interest in tales of my past.
Agent Lang, Detective Gumshoe, there are still a few things I must ask Dogen. Please postpone matters until then.
Yes, sir. I believe you. I knew you'd say that, Mr. Edgeworth. Damn it all! But I'm not taking my eyes off you for a second.
Writing letters in Braille can be a rather enjoyable pastime. Excuse me, but you wrote your letters in Braille.
Indeed, for I possess the tools necessary to write in Braille.
Wow, so you need to use tools to write in Braille? I never knew.
Then, would you please tell us what you wrote?
Everything, letters of course, and also the movements of the chess pieces.
He wrote the movements of the chess pieces by hand. That statement is intriguing.
So then, how does your handmade dog piece move?
Okay, that question can wait. But I really want to know, Edgeworth! So then, what did you do when the letters stopped coming?
Within the prison, I grew increasingly concerned about the acolytes' whereabouts.
Okay, but even so, I don't really get it. Who exactly is this acolyte?
Indeed, Dogen himself has not yet made that clear. What's important is the thread connecting Dogen and his acolyte, their correspondence. And not just letters, we should pay attention to the means that was used as well.
Okay. Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm certain you said you wrote your letters in Braille.
Correct. The good prosecutor must know that I am lacking in sight, do you not?
The correspondence chest letter we found had been typed out using a word processor.
What? That cannot be.
What do you mean?
So, someone went out of their way to retype the letters on a computer?
So Knightley wasn't the acolyte. What the fuck?
Could another person have acted as a middleman between Dogen and Knightley?
What do you mean?
Dogen wrote his letters in Braille, however, by the time it reached Knightley, it had been rewritten on a word processor. We must assume that some middleman rewrote those letters.
And the reverse can also be said. That same somebody might have taken the letters Knightley wrote and redelivered them to Dogen. I get it.
Yes, that is indeed true. Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Dogen, where are the letters that reached you?
They were in Braille, of course.
So Knightley Boy's letters must have been transposed by that same person as well.
Oh, then that somebody must be
The
mastermind behind the case.
You're saying there's someone else who's the mastermind behind this case? Then who the hell is it?
Dover's son, Knightley.
Okay, but how do you know that Knightley is Dover's son and it's Dover's son and not Gustavia's son?
Is already deceased. In that case, there is one more youth that we should consider by to be the mastermind.
You mean Dane Gustavia's son? But who the heck is he?
If Knightley is Dover's son, and Gustavia's son must be...
Well, we're the only friends either of us has had since childhood. He was the same as me. We never had real families.
Wait, what the fu- It can't be, could it? Could it really be him?
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it? You've gone all pale.
I figured it out. The identity of the mastermind who's been controlling this case from the shadows.
What? Who in the world is it?
I don't want to believe it myself, but it is someone we know quite well. The mastermind is... Wait, I don't know who said that actually. Who said that again?
What? What? What?
The mastermind behind this case. Sent a letter to Jill Crane, which deceived Blaze. Furthermore, he kidnapped John and eavesdropped on us. However, of all his actions, the one I have not been able to get out of my mind is how he brought an unconscious Kay to the roof. The kaiju.
Huh? Did you just say something?
That's right. The key to exposing the mastermind is in the kaiju's true form.
I almost forgot. If you'd like, please come to our next show. I'll also be performing in it. The Berry Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages.
Miss Swift, there's something I would like to ask of you.
What? You mean me?
You said that you recorded the sound of Mozilla spewing flames. Would this decisive evidence of yours be something you recorded on that tape recorder?
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you.
The fucking... Stupid phone.
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. You're good at figuring things out, aren't you? It's the sound of Mozilla spewing out fire. This place nearly became a sea of flames. That's right. I'd actually seen it with my own eyes, though.
Could you let us listen to the tape?
Sure thing. There we go.
This sound is as I thought. So it seems that my reasoning was correct. The true nature of the kaiju and the mastermind. All of my logic is coming together. Miss Hart, you said that you captured a giant eye on film, did you not?
Sure did. Right here in this photo.
Then we cannot confirm it like this. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Lend us your film analysis device.
Okay, but what do you want to analyze, sir? Oh my god, I completely forgot that they were friends! Like, entirely! Jesus Christ!
This photo, please.
I'm on it!
Is there a new clue in this photo?
This is...
See? Ain't the Mozilla's eye right where I said it would be?
I see. I have finally grasped. The true form of the kaiju that was being controlled by the mastermind.
Kaiju? I admit it. You are, ain't you? You're admitting that the Maya Mozilla is real.
No, this is not Mozilla. This is the eye of a different monster, of a different kaiju. Please have a look at this.
Okay. It's the... Wait, what? But 50th floor?
It's a fly for the Berry Big Circus. This is...
Precisely. There's a rather large... Oh, that's a balloon!
What?
A rather large balloon with the head of a lion pictured here. This balloon is the true identity of the kaiju.
What the fuck is this case?
In addition, the sound Miss Swift recorded, which she believes to be Mozilla spewing flames.
Oh my god!
Mr. Prosecutor, don't tell me. You're gonna say something that'll shatter my dreams of a scoop.
Hot air balloons fly by using burners to heat the air, right, sir?
Precisely, Detective. The mastermind used this kaiju of his. to bring Kay to the rooftop of the Grand Tower without using the elevator.
Wouldn't that mean that the mastermind is someone connected to the circus?
He's a member of the circus, Knightley's friend and Dame Gustavia's son. Who'd have thunk it?
An apprentice beast tamer. Huh. He's no amateur.
What the fuck?
For the beast he has tamed is none other than this entire case. Simon Keyes. He is the mastermind behind the whole incident.
Mr. Keyes was really behind it all? No way, I don't believe it. I mean, we trusted him. How could it all have been a lie? That's just heartbreaking.
Okay. What is it?
Hey you, stop! Where do you think you're going?
The boy with horns is rather perceptive. The good prosecutor has done a remarkable job. Now that I've heard that, I have no further business here.
What? Wait, Dogen! Oh shit, what the fuck?
And then Edgeworth died. Damn it! Where did he vanish to?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. However...
That guy.
John?
That Doom guy. He's the one who killed my dad, right?
There is no question more difficult to answer. However... Please, frames. Oh, what the fuck? Why are they consistently so low? Okay, seems to have caught itself again. However, there's no use in denying the truth. Yes, John, you are correct.
He'll pay for this. I swear he's gonna pay. I'll make him pay myself.
John! You mustn't finish that thought. Prosecutor Edgeworth, please pay us no mind.
Sir, I put out an APB on Dogen. All available police units will be searching for him. You heard the man, kid. I don't mean to be heartless, but we need to hurry too. So, Mr. Prosecutor, where's the mastermind right now?
Agent Lang is right. Our top priority right now should be catching the mastermind. He said he would be practicing. He's most likely at the very big circus tent. But first, Agent Lang, I have a request.
A request? What is it?
Now that we've identified the kaiju, our next order of business is to capture it. The moment we arrive at the tent, I need you to locate that specific item post-haste. And Detective, I ask that you perform a follow-up investigation on the kidnapping incident.
Roger that, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, I want to help out too.
In that case, you'll be in charge of calling for backup. If he is truly the mastermind, we may require assistance from a certain someone. I met him so many times, yet his facade always fooled me into sympathy. He may have got the better of me in the past, but this time I'll settle it once and for all.
I'm gonna guess it's probably a good idea to just continue here, right? Okay then. Here we fucking go. Oh my god. Super long, really? Huh. I feel like Bishop's probably gonna be back from coffee then, by the time it ends.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth!
Are you guys here for the show?
Mr. Keys, Miss Berry.
You're a little early. I'm sorry, but we're still getting ready. But I'm so happy you came. You remembered our promise.
Yes, I remembered. You asked us to come and see the show when you gave me this.
I'm so happy you came. Please enjoy yourself. I'm sure my performance will surprise you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your performance has already surprised me, Mr. Keys.
But he hasn't performed yet?
Regina, please have a look at this photo. Is this balloon the property of the Very Big Circus?
Ah, it is! Did you see it flying around somewhere?
It's highly likely that this balloon was used by the culprit in the case we are investigating.
Huh?
Who is in charge of the balloon?
Well, that would be Simon, but... Are you saying...
Mr. Keys, you flew this balloon in the middle of the night, did you not?
I do occasionally practice alone at night. I'm not much of a pilot, though. I'm a little clumsy.
So for practice, you'll do something as challenging as flying a balloon at night. Wouldn't that be rather difficult for someone who is clumsy and not much of a pilot?
Then, what do you think I was doing, Mr. Edgeworth?
You brought Kate to the roof of the Grand Tower in order to frame her for the murder of Jill Crane. Not a single security camera recorded Kay using the elevator. Therefore, the only way she could have gotten up there was through flight. And the only one who could have flown her up there was you, Mr. Keys.
No way, Mr. Edgeworth, how can you say that?
That's not all. You drugged John at the garbage pickup and kidnapped him. Wasn't that why you were late when you came to watch the trial of Patricia Rowland?
No way. I have no idea what you're saying. There's no way I could do things like that. Please believe me, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I wanted to believe you. However, you have broken that trust yourself.
That's horrible. Why would you say that? Didn't you once say that you would trust me? That you'd believe in me?
Don't you worry about it. We're your allies. That's because we're like birds of a feather, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Birds of a feather, huh? I suppose that's true. We have sufficient information about your past. I doubt you had a motive to kill Knightley. Rather, you are probably the most affected by his death. And I doubt someone as timid as you could work up the courage to murder someone. Alright, I'll get you out of here. We'll believe in you.
I'm so sad. Those words were all lies.
It wasn't a lie. We really did trust you.
Hey, even you said we were like birds of a feather, and yet I'm hurt, Kay. You've hurt me deeply.
Oh. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, maybe Simon isn't a bad guy after all.
Shut the fuck up, Kay! I see, so that's how you operate. I understand now, all too well. No matter who you face, you find an emotional weakness and exploit it. You guide each person towards the outcome you desire without them even noticing it. That is how you were able to mastermind the entire case. I may have fallen for your tricks before, but not this time. Simon Keys, I indict you!
Oh, so it's come to this after all. You were always so full of confidence, Mr. Edgeworth. But I rather like that, because now I can rip that confidence to shreds.
What the fuck? I mean, I'm gonna change his voice. Oh my god! Huh. Good work, everyone. His personality has completely changed, as has his voice. So the animal tamer who could not tame animals, that was all a facade. This is the real Simon Keys.
Simon, that's not true, is it?
Truth or lie, what difference does it make?
Huh?
Miss Edgeworth just made me a little upset, that's all. Oh my god. You'll take responsibility for upsetting me, right? It's true, I practiced with the balloon 2 nights ago. That photo must have been taken when the balloon and I passed near the building. I often fly around that area for advertising purposes. There's nothing unusual about that, right? You often fly around the Grand Tower in the balloon. Yeah, even the circus needs to advertise. Regina, is that true?
Yep. It was Simon's job to advertise using the balloon. Most people who live around here should have seen it.
That balloon was used in the crime we are investigating. Like I said, it's just a coincidence. I simply happened to pass by the Grand Tower when that photo was taken. I shall determine whether or not it was a coincidence after I hear your full story. Okay, let's see. It's true I practiced with the balloon 2 nights ago. Was the balloon launched from this tent?
There's a nice big park near the Sunshine Coliseum. I always launch the balloon there.
I see. In that case, how do you transport the balloon to the park?
Well, it's too heavy to carry by hand. It weighs several hundred pounds. And yet, it can fly in the sky. Amazing, isn't it?
I asked you how you transported it. Now answer the question.
I can't even make some small talk. You're mean, Mr. Edgeworth. I used a truck. The balloon is loaded onto the back of the truck.
A truck?
Yeah, the last time I took the truck and the balloon out was 2 days ago.
Oops. I cannot overlook that piece of testimony.
Shit, I think that was dust. The last time I took the truck and the balloon out was 2 days ago.
Okay, why the fuck is it? Okay, it's catching itself again. I don't know what's wrong with my connection sometimes. The truck you put the balloon into, was it blue by any chance?
Blue? So what if it is?
Today we saw a blue truck carrying a large basket. If that truck just so happened to be yours, then your claim that you last used it 2 days ago becomes a lie. Okay. Agent Lang, Emma.
Oh my god, fucking what was Emma's voice?
Fuck.
Mr. H.
Please. I think it was like a...
Mr. Edgeworth, I finally found you.
It's like a little higher than K, I think, for some reason.
I've been searching you ever since the incident yesterday. I dashed right over after K contacted me just a little while ago.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, the thing you were looking for, I found it. It was placed in a blue truck at the dressing room parking lot. I'm currently holding it in my hands somehow.
A blue truck, as I suspected. That truck is, without a doubt, the one I saw today.
Oh god, he has a voice too. Is that also ProZD? There are a number of blue trucks out there, you know? Who's to say you're not mistaking it for a different one?
It's definitely that one. I got a good look at it. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, was that?
It wasn't me. Oh my god. Okay, words have no strength without evidence to back them up. Oh my god, so I gave him 2 different voices without even knowing that he can... that he can just act like he's everyone?
Ah, that's Mr. Edgeworth's voice.
Evidence. Present evidence. Do I have any evidence to prove that this was the truck I saw today?
Huh? What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for some time. I love that that sprite is used for him touching the truck, so it's like not even a full hand, it's literally just his finger.
You can figure all that out just by touching it?
What could prove that this is the truck I saw? Oh my god, Bishop, you're right! I'd like to dust the truck for fingerprints. Specifically, 1 fingerprint of my index finger.
Huh? Fingerprints? What for? I don't see any point in that.
A certain person's fingerprints should be left on this truck. And these fingerprints will prove that this truck was parked in front of the Grand Tower today. Whose fingerprints prove this truck was in front of the tower?
Edgeworth, your fingerprints.
Indeed. Earlier today, I touched a truck at the plaza in front of the Grand Tower. I'd like you to dust for my prints. Emma, might I request a scientific investigation?
That's what I'm here for. Just leave it to me. Just leave it to me. Okay, yeah, okay. Alright, we're all set. Go ahead, Mr. Edgeworth.
Wait, you want me to do it?
Of course! Shall be good?
Of course. Who else but Mr. Edgeworth would be up to the task? Here, I'll show you how it's done.
Wait.
First, we sprinkle some aluminium powder over the area you want to investigate. Like this.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if I can do mic on this. Touch the screen to sprinkle the aluminium powder. Hold on.
The powder...
Yeah, I tried that, but it like... Huh.
The powder will adhere to the fingerprints, so once you've sprinkled enough...
No, shut up. I didn't say anything.
You blow it away.
Blow it away.
Yeah, just blow on it. With your breath. Phew, whoosh.
Oh boy. Blow the powder away, blowing it into the microphone.
Got it?
Yes, I think so. I guess we'll do it for real this time.
Just so you know, the key point is to sprinkle the powder all over.
Okay. Hi, Drobot. You're late. Okay, now I have to figure this out. It says use internal noise sample. Okay. Now, control config. How do I use the mic? You guys should have told me earlier that I need to set up the mic. Hotkey config, okay. Where is hotkey config? I don't have a config hotkey config oh, there is the button. Okay. Yeah, I never set a button. I never did anything like that. Let's see if it works. Wait. Wait. Did it? No, wait. It's still just a button. That was weird. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was weird.
We got one! That's a nice clean fingerprint!
Let's run the prints against mine post haste.
Alright, just leave it to me. These are definitely your fingerprints, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, it seems to me that we have just proven your statement to be a lie.
Ah! What were you doing when you were driving this truck around? Just taking it for a joyride?
Kay was abducted 2 nights ago. Your balloon was sighted not far from the scene. Today, there was another kidnapping in which a garbage truck was used. And once again, your truck was seen nearby.
This all sounds like nothing more than a pure coincidence to me.
So it was a pure coincidence that you parked near 2 separate kidnappings. I doubt that. You were involved in both kidnappings, weren't you?
Isn't that a bit rash to automatically assume that the 2 kidnappings were connected?
And what if I had evidence to prove that the 2 crimes were performed by the same culprit?
Oh, you serious? I can't wait to hear this.
What did Kay and John's kidnappings have in common?
Kay was knocked out with a powerful sleeping drug. Thanks for giving me one of your snackers, Emma. I really needed that. And a bottle of sleeping drugs was found lying in the place where John was confined. The contents of the bottle were matched with the drugs used on Kay.
So that's all you've got, huh? And here I was, getting my hopes up. So the same sleeping drugs were used. So what? You think that connects the 2 incidents? Surely you must realize it yourself. That doesn't prove a thing.
There must be something.
Evidence that proves he is connected to those cases.
The police, prosecutors, and even you, Mr. Edgeworth, in the end you're all the same. You make up evidence as you see fit, just so you can send some poor soul to prison. Isn't there someone like that here? A poor soul who was wrongly accused in the past?
Well, you're wrong. Who would do such a thing?
Then show me the evidence. If you're going to accuse me of a crime, it's only natural.
Okay, that was my last salami, sorry. It's no use. I can't seem to find any other threads linking him to the kidnappings.
Now then, have you finally run out of ammo, Mr. Edgeworth? I still have preparations to make at the circus, so if you'll excuse me... Now, you two. No need to get so heated. And Simon, you're looking good in that clown makeup. Hey, what's your deal? Don't just butt in like that. Uncle Ray's not so good in such a stiff environment. I mean, why so serious, right? Hey, Kay, how about a little trick?
At least my moment has arrived. The great K. Faraday presents a Simon impression.
What? Oh, objection! What? What? Why are you... Enough already! Hey Miles, I'm buying you some time to get all your ducks in a row. Oh my god. There's probably a better way to stall for time than this, but whatevs. Ooh, nice one, Kay!
I'm not so sure about this method either, but I have to find something that connects Simon to the case. And I need to find it now. Is there evidence not related to the kidnapping that's connected to the mastermind's identity? That's it. The mastermind is the same person as the young acolyte Dogen was looking for. If I can just connect the young acolyte to Simon. Which piece of evidence could be connected with the mastermind's true identity?
Nope.
I found it. This is the evidence that connects you to the case.
Really now? That's interesting. Well now, show me how it's connected.
Leave it to me. If you hold it like this and turn it this way...
Who the fuck is saying that? Like, what is... Too bad. Epic fail, Mr. Edgeworth.
Whose side are you on anyways? I have to find something. It simply must exist. Evidence that shows the mastermind is connected to those involved in this case.
I don't have the raincoat.
Is it the... Or is it? Where the fuck is it? Okay, yeah. Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Oh. Then somebody must be the mastermind behind the case. That's it. The mastermind played a role in the correspondence chess. If I can prove that it was Simon, then...
That's enough. I can't stomach any more of your sorry excuse for a performance. If you have no more objections, then I ask that you let me get back to preparing for the show.
Thank you for the help, Mr. Shields. Though you may have taken it a little too far.
You sure look happy. I take it you found something? Is that supposed to be a Franziska impression somehow?
Look at me. I'm Simon. Simon's a clown. It's a funny clown.
I don't even...
Okay, you can stop now. Now then, Mr. Keys, do you happen to like chia?
I thought it says cheese.
No, Mr. Keys, do you happen to like cheese?
Huh. That was rather out of the blue. But since you asked, I can't say that I dislike chess.
The mastermind played correspondence chess with Sirhan Dogen.
If I recall, it was Knightley who had been playing chess with Dogen, wasn't it? Are you saying that he was the mastermind?
There was no way Knightley could have been the mastermind. The reason being, the mastermind had continued to work behind the scenes even after Knightley's death. That being the case, who would have written this letter? I believe someone acted as the middleman between Dogen and Knightley.
So you're saying that you think I'm the middleman? And just why would I have to go to all that trouble to do something like that?
Most likely to make it appear as if there was a connection between Knightley and Dogen. And as a result, Knightley was killed by Patricia Rowland.
No way! Are you saying it was all set up so that he would be killed by her?
What are you saying? There's no way I could manipulate a person that far. Look at me. It takes all I have to just get the animals to perform tricks.
If only just a scrap of the letter he exchanged with Knightley still remained. It'd be decisive evidence. Where's Sebastian? We need him to dig through the trash.
I'd like to investigate your room. If it's the letters you're looking for, you won't find any in there.
What?
I'm the type of guy who throws his letters away as soon as he's done reading them. What's the point in living in the past?
Does that mean he's already gotten rid of the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, everything you have said so far has been nothing more than baseless conjecture.
How old exactly is he, by the way? Okay, yeah. The evidence. I'm just one step behind it. What should I do? Am I all out of moves?
Without evidence, I won't allow you to cast doubt on my friendship with Knightley.
Who was that? Who was that?
Excuse me.
Miss Berry? What's on her mind? And why must she talk?
I've been listening in on what y'all were saying, and when you say Mr. Knightley, you mean Simon's friend Mr. Knightley, right?
Yes, that's correct. Does she know something?
This morning a letter arrived from Mr. Knightley. It was for Simon.
What?
What?
What did you say?
But that's impossible. Knightley's already dead. Miss Berry, please let me see that letter.
Okay, here you go. Quick, open it.
This is a correspondence chest letter.
This is the response to Dogen's last move.
Now, can you see the path to checkmate? I can't wait to see the look on your face. You weren't expecting to lose that chess against me, right?
The postmark says March 26th, the day before Knightley's death. Okay. It seems the letter arrived late. Okay, yeah, then this makes sense, yeah.
Since the circus moves around so much, a lot of the mail people send us arrive late.
Now, why was this letter addressed to you? This is proof that you were the middleman between Dogen and Knightley. Normally, you would transcribe this letter into Braille before sending it to Dogen.
Oh, Neo.
And in doing so, you create a connection between him and Knightley.
Damn it! Curse you, Knightley! Why must you continue to interfere?
Simon, why? Wasn't Knightley your only friend?
Huh, don't be ridiculous. I stopped thinking of him as a friend 18 years ago.
18 years ago. Would that have been the day of the IS-7 incident?
Thanks to Knightley, I nearly died that day in the snowstorm. While I was on my way to the contest venue, where my father was waiting, Knightley suddenly appeared. He held me down, tied up my hands and feet, and with tears streaming down his face, he kept apologizing. My dad's too scary. I can't disobey him. Please forgive me. I'm sorry.
Guys, 3 for 3! We have 3 terrible dads!
Stop it, Horace! I promised my dad! I said I'd taste his desserts. If I'm not there, Dad will be in trouble. I'm gonna let everyone know my dad's desserts are the best in the world.
After that, he locked us inside a car. It was so cold I could see my own breath. Courtney is my favorite dad. Before we knew it, the doors had frozen shut and not even he could get them to open.
Okay, so that's how he got in there.
And then, I lost my father.
What?
Your father...
Horace Knightley was the son of the murderer who killed my father.
So, okay, so...
What? What the f... But even if it were reversed, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
What could this mean? His confession runs contrary to the information we have.
But the name of the victim in the IS-7 incident was Isaac Dover.
But what? But then who, the taste, and what? What?
Isaac Dover is my father's name. 18 years ago, my memories were muddled from the shock of my near-death experience.
Did he think he was Isaac Dover's son this whole time, but he's actually Gustavia's?
So it wasn't until later that I learned the truth. On that day, my father was murdered.
The culprit of the IS-7 incident was a confectioner by the name of Dane Gustavia.
Heh, so that was the name of Knightley's father. That low-life scum of the earth killed my father. Just the thought of him makes me sick.
So you knew who the culprit was all along?
Huh, of course not. Had I known, I would have tipped off the police a long time ago. All I knew that was that Knightley's father was trying to set up my own father. That's why I immediately knew that the one who died that day was my dad. Knightley had a hand in my father's murder, that traitor. He was the son of a killer. It's only natural that he ended up dead.
It would appear that you are a victim of a very serious misunderstanding.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that LPR thinking? Like, the color of Gustavia's hat is the same as Simon's hair.
Misunderstanding? Just what are you talking about?
Isaac Dover, at the time, he was actively working as a sculptor in France, under the name of Pierre Hoquet.
Is that right? Well, I'm sorry to say I don't remember that at all.
It's only natural you don't remember. After all, he's not your real father.
Huh? What's that supposed to be? What, is that supposed to be a joke? I'm not amused.
You won't be able to laugh at all once I reveal the truth to you. This piece of evidence proves that you are not Isaac Dover's son.
What's that? Is that Knightley's chessboard in his ring?
I want you to take a good look at this ring's design.
There are 2 letters inscribed in it.
That is the seal Pierre Hoquet used as his signature. 18 years ago, it was found lying near the body of Isaac Dover.
But why would Knightley have my father's memento with him?
The police had found Isaac Dover's son and gave it to him. Isaac Dover's real son is Horace Knightley.
What? But that means I'm...
In other words, you are Dane Gustavia's son.
That's a lie. After all, I'm... My father is... My memories are... I lost my father because Knightley locked me up in the car. That's why I thought it would be fitting if he were killed as well. Really? I'll be able to see a circus show even in prison. Huh. I enjoy playing chess with you, but I'm looking forward to your performance as well. Yes, please look forward to it. Alright, you better drop by again. I'll be thinking about my next move. Oh yeah, I'm level upping special inside that chessboard for you. You should check it out later. Something special? I'm not quite sure what you mean, but thanks. I owe you one, Simon. If only you hadn't stopped me 18 years ago. It wouldn't have had to come to this. Huh? Did you say something? Nope, not a word. Goodbye, Horace. After all that, you're saying it was my father who killed Knightley's? Then that means, was it all for nothing? I didn't want to become some weakling who could be killed by anyone. That's why I thought I'd follow in Mr. Dogan's footsteps.
So did Dogan tell them a lie, or who told them a lie? This finally proves it. Simon Keyes, you are Dogan's correspondence chess partner. And the mastermind behind this case.
That's right, it was me. I'm the mastermind behind it all.
He's finally showing his true colors.
As you all know, I witnessed the incident 12 years ago.
This is a weird fucking song. President Huang's assassination. So the child who drew that picture was Simon Keyes.
When I was found out, I was subjected to horrible interrogations over and over by that heartless Patricia. I'd spent the nights trembling in bed, terrified of what the next day would bring. I'm sure you can understand why I'd want to sneak out of there, right?
However, police would have likely sent pursuers after you.
Exactly. I was on the run from them every waking moment, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't even sleep at night. I'd jump at the slightest noise. And that's why I became a circus performer. Blaise the Best was the chief prosecutor and Patricia Rowland was the warden of the prison. No ordinary person would be a match for those two, and there were no adults I could rely on. Furthermore, behind the scenes was the body double who had set those two in motion. Though he was a fake, I was up against the nation's president. Talk about utter despair, right? My only ally was Mr. Dogan. He saved my life after all.
Wow.
He actually helped me out, unlike Knightley.
If this story is true, it's ironic. Dogen, the fiendish assassin, was idolized by the child he saved. If I follow in his footsteps, I'd no longer have to worry about being eaten alive. That's right. Now it's my turn to devour those who would feed upon me. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police.
No way, no way. As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed with it by him. Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial?
Shit.
I knew from the very beginning that things would turn out like this.
The evidence from Patricia Rowland's trial. So he's saying that he expected the evidence would be destroyed. I see. So that's why you kidnapped John. To force a guilty verdict, even in the absence of evidence.
Wait. Who's to say? But in order to expose the crimes of 12 years ago, there was no other choice. So he wanted a guilty verdict. I am very confused.
That's according to you. However, Blaze also attempted to kidnap John in order to manipulate the trial in his favor. Your methods are no different than those of the people you so despise.
That's only if I were actually the kidnapper. But I would never do anything. But I would never do anything so evil. No way, no way, no way, no way. I just simply couldn't. It's the whole... No, I get it now that the game explained a little more. Besides, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm actually quite thankful to the real criminals for giving me the opportunity to extract such sweet revenge.
So you admit it, your motive was revenge.
Because Blaze got to her first. Blaze got to her first, and his manipulation with the ransom was to get a not guilty verdict. Or something to that extent. Yes, I admit it, so what? Sure, I held a grudge against those creeps. But it's not like I'm the one who actually killed them, you know? Truth be told, all I did was send some letters. I let Jill in on Blaze's secrets and let Blaze in on Jill's secrets. And then the two simply ended up trying to kill each other. Do you mean to say that the murder was nothing more than a result of that? Yep. Just like the case at Gort Lake, it's way easier than trying to control wild animals. No, wait. So Simon didn't know that Blaze did this whole thing, right? All I did was come up with the fake assassination plan for Knightley.
So that was also part of his plan. If that's the case, then Rook's murder was also your...
Whoa! Don't try to pin that on me. Knightley killed him all on his own. Well, it ended up creating the perfect opportunity for me. It's funny how things work out.
How can you say such a thing?
It was the same for Patricia Rowland. I made it look like there was a connection between Knightley and Dogen. By using the correspondence chess match and the chisel in the chessboard. Yeah, okay, then that makes sense. He didn't know that there was something going on with the not guilty verdict and stuff like that.
What? You mean to say that you were the one who prepared that chisel?
That's right. I thought it would bring Dogen to mind. Quite a thoughtful little gift, wouldn't you agree? And that was all it took to get Patricia to murder Knightley. Oh, the feeling that everyone around you is an enemy. I know it all too well. The tiniest spark can set off an explosion of fear, resulting in horrific mutual destruction. All I did was watch the comedy of errors unfold from the audience. And you were my final pawn, Mr. Edgeworth. A pawn? Me? When you solved their cases, you brought both Blaze and Patricia to their ruin. And the weapon that delivered the coup de grace was your own logic.
I didn't solve those cases for your sake.
Oh, I know. You never really cared about saving me. You just wanted to pretend to be a defense attorney, didn't you?
What the What did you...
All I had to do was go, no way, no way, no way, no way. And act all scared.
And you totally believed me. You were giving it your all trying to save me.
So even your arrest was just a ploy to make me use my logic?
To be fair, getting arrested wasn't part of the plan. When people began to suspect that the chisel I sent was the murder weapon, honestly,
I broke out in a cold sweat. I thought for sure it would be curtains for me.
but then a turnabout of miraculous proportions. The genius prosecutor himself had come to my rescue. Well, doesn't it feel nice to be thanked by me, the one that you saved? You should be grateful. I gave you this chance to play the ace attorney.
You're wrong. He wasn't pretending to be a defense attorney. Mr. Edgeworth is always serious about saving people, even the times when he saved me in the past.
Kay.
Is that so? I assure he's not just trying to emulate his own father, the one he admires so much.
Absolutely not. That's not true at all.
No, Kay. The person he's talking about now isn't Miles, but rather Simon himself. Clearly, he is not able to trust others. The desire to save someone other than himself is something he cannot even comprehend. Say what you want, but make sure you think about it long and hard. Sure, all my targets for revenge got what they deserved in the end. However, instigating murder. Think about it. Can any one of my actions really be considered a crime? I instigated murder. There's not a single word about that in the letter, is there? If I had said the word kill even once, I guess it could be considered instigation. Well, maybe I did say it, but there's no way for you to prove it.
What are you saying? You kidnapped me.
I'm sorry, but that hasn't been proven yet, has it? The only thing I admitted to was sending the letters.
That's...
Besides, those letters contained no threats or coercions. I simply conveyed information that each recipient would find beneficial. It's like killing two birds with one stone. I swear if that is actually the solution.
You crafty little...
Can't we do something about it? What was it he said? Integrating murder?
Instigating murder is when a person directs someone else to commit murder. The person who directed the murder can be charged as if he committed the crime himself.
So we just have to find proof that he directed those murders.
You make it sound so easy. To be honest, it kinda pisses me off a little. You're all trying to frame an innocent person for murder. Don't you understand? I'm not obligated to waste any more time on this pointless discussion. The police are waiting for you outside of this tent. You have nowhere to run. Really now? You think I wouldn't have an escape route prepared? For example, let's say I gave an order so that all the animals here attacked you. Now, what if I were to take my leave during the ensuing chaos? What did you say? You can't be serious. It was just an example. Wouldn't that make for an interesting show? Here's another idea. What if I pulled out a hidden gun and took John hostage? That might be more exciting.
I will never allow you to do such a thing.
I can't tell whether or not Simon is being serious. However, when it comes to him, we should consider anything a possibility.
If you continue to bore me with your drivel, I'll end the show right here. Oh god, double damage. I'd like you to keep that in mind before you make any baseless objections.
I cannot make any careless remarks. Isn't there some way I can charge him with his crimes?
Think about it. Can any one of my actions really be considered a crime?
You incited others to commit murder, and they did so. If proof of that was established, you would be charged as if you yourself committed the murders.
I know I heard it just a while ago, but what's the technical term again?
It's instigating murder, okay? Blaze, Patricia Rowland, and Knightley. Their crimes are unforgivable, of course. However, the one who pulled the strings from behind the scenes and drove them all to murder was none other than you, Simon Keyes.
Aha! Aha! Mr. Edgeworth, you really do speak your mind freely, but you know, I instigated murder. There's not a single word about that in the letter, is there?
There's not a single word.
Oh, does that surprise you? You'd reach the same conclusion if you examined it.
Given his composure, I'd say he's not bluffing. Does this mean that every single word in his letters had been carefully calculated?
Well, I guess you could say this is like teaching a monkey to climb a tree. Unless you can somehow prove that I caused those murders, you've got nothing on me. Ergo, you can't accuse me of instigating murder. What a shame, Mr. Edgeworth.
If I had said the word kill even once, I guess it could be considered instigate.
Okay. I'm just gonna present this.
It isn't. You said the word kill once, though.
Yeah, that would have been weird and too easy.
God, he said killing.
Okay, let's just continue pressing.
I know you instigated the murders.
Wow, so it wasn't even a voice changer, he just said stuff.
Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane.
What? You told me yourself.
But you know, the funny thing is, it means absolutely nothing if you have no proof. I mean, there's no way I'd ever say something like that. No way, no way, no way.
That's certainly true. It means absolutely nothing if I can't prove it. If there was some evidence that could prove what he said over the phone.
Fuck you!
It is my firm conviction that you instigated the murders. After all, you told me so yourself.
Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane.
What?
Did I say that? I really don't remember.
You may think you can deceive us as much as you want, but unfortunately for you, you used a bug to eavesdrop on our conversations. But there was someone else who wiretapped that bug of yours to recorded the whole thing.
it was recorded? In other words, the conversation between you and that clown is recorded on that tape? Ugh. Lang Shi says, a schemer drowns in his own schemes, and this is what he meant.
Miss Swift, I'd like to listen to your tape.
Roger! It's right about here. Right about here.
There you go.
Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing.
Who is this? Are you the person who ambushed Kay?
Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too.
Very well. This is where it starts.
Well, I must say,
What? What?
Huh? That's odd.
What's wrong?
Well, there ain't nothing recorded past this point.
I fucking hate her. I fucking hate her.
What?
Why? Why wasn't it recorded?
Too bad, so sad. Did you really think I'd leave behind any incriminating evidence? The Bug-Eye Planet has a special feature. It can be turned on and off with a remote control.
What? That sort of thing exists?
Certainly, remote control listening devices do exist. However,
Are you saying you switched off the device so that your own voice would not be recorded?
precisely.
Impossible! You couldn't have done that unless you knew you were being recorded.
Isn't it obvious I knew? Isn't it obvious I knew? I guess you just don't get it. You could call it a hunch. I had a feeling I was being wiretapped. Miss Swift, was it? I figured things out because you knew about the kidnapping.
Don't tell me. You were listening in on that conversation.
That's right. Though, come to think of it, I'm surprised you didn't realize it until now. Some genius prosecutor you turned out to be, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my, and what was the end result of all this? Since you don't have any proof of the instigation charges, it's game over.
Mr. Prosecutor, was my recording no help to you at all? Ain't there something, anything at all in my recording?
Miss Swift.
Okay,
Yes?
the bug was planted on in your badge, right? Do you have any ideas?
How do you expect me to come up with an answer right off the top of my head? You was the only one who came into contact with the culprit.
How unsightly. You're all fussing over on useless evidence. Let's move on to the next topic. Next!
What's this? He seems a bit eager to change the topic of conversation.
You was the only one who came into contact with the culprit.
Only Kay came into contact with Simon. Any sound was recorded at the time she was with the culprit. Miss Swift, how long have you been recording?
Since 2 nights ago, I reckon.
Since 2 nights ago. In that case, when could a conversation with Simon possibly have been recorded?
Fuck. Fuck. I'm dumb. I don't know the fucking timeline, okay? There we go.
2 nights ago, Simon brought Kay to the roof. If we listen to the recording from that time frame... Miss Swift, please let us listen to the recording from 2 nights ago.
Huh? Okie dokie. This is the sound of a hot air balloon!
That's right. At the time, Simon was carrying Kay in a hot air balloon. Ergo, he was near Kay. Isn't there anything recorded? Okay.
Ah, that was...
A gunshot!
Verbized. It seems you were quick to deactivate the bug. However, you were a little too late. You can't run anymore. That gunshot ties you to the case.
Huh? What are you saying? There's no gun involved in this case, is there?
No. There should be someone connected to the case who fired a gun. Let's strike with the evidence that points to that person. Which piece of evidence connects the gunshot to the case? Okay. Okay, where does it say that the president had the thing? Wait, what? Where does it say? What? Does it say? Oh, it says right at the beginning. I didn't read that part. God damn it! Gunpowder residue. It's written right here in the body double's autopsy report. Gunpowder residue was detected on his right hand. Where was Kay at the time this gunshot was recorded? That's right, she was being carried to the roof of the Grand Tower in your balloon. And as it turns out, there were a few more people on that very same rooftop at the time.
You mean the double and me? Ah, certainly. After we talked for a brief moment, the body double noticed something and had me leave before him.
God damn it.
Now, what if the gunshot rang out after that? We can clearly hear it in the recording. I doubt that you wouldn't have noticed it. Do you intend to feign ignorance until the very end?
That's nothing more than mere conjecture. What we heard on the recording was not just a gunshot.
Bang clang.
If you listen closely, you can hear the bullet hitting something.
If the body double was aiming at Simon, then the bullet may have struck which piece of evidence? Okay. The balloon. The body double likely fired the gun at the balloon. If we assume that the bullet hit something, it would have been the balloon's basket.
Let's examine it immediately.
This hole.
It's a bullet hole.
A bullet hole was found in the basket. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one.
Yeah.
How do you intend to explain the gunshot and bullet hole?
So you figured it out. You're good. I guess it's impossible to hide anything from you. Spit it out already. Okay. No need to be impatient.
Oh boy.
It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Talk about a surprise. Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. He then pointed a gun at me and fired.
Why did he want to shoot down the balloon?
It's simple. The body double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. What?
Kill me?
That's right. You talked to the double about John, didn't you? Well, it's not like the body double would have met with you otherwise. From his point of view, it was like showing him evidence that he was a fake.
You mean he was afraid of Judge Courtney because she knew about John's past?
Afraid? That's exactly right. The body double was a coward after all. I even remember how his hands were trembling when he fired the gun at my balloon. Are we all clear now? I was only there by chance, just a friendly witness who was passing by.
But then why the fuck would he shoot you? It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. Around what time was that?
I think it was around 11 p.m. It should coincide with the time Miss Courtney and company were on the roof, right?
Yes, it was indeed around that time.
But then why didn't he just shoot both? Yeah, exactly. There doesn't seem to be any contradictions, however, the time frame is important.
And it was at that moment
I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof talk about a surprise. Are you saying this rooftop rendezvous was beyond your expectations?
There's no way I could have known about that beforehand. Well, once the dust settled, I could guess what would have happened though. The double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. Yet, hey, do you realize that?
No, I did not realize it.
It's because you were blabbing on and on about that kid. What kind of mother are you? If things had gone badly, your kid might have died because of you.
I'm your opponent, not her. Don't change the conversation. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to please leave this to me.
My apologies, Prosecutor Edgeworth. O Goddess of Law, please watch over this man and grant him aid.
You're making me laugh. This lady didn't even notice the balloon.
Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. He had her leave ahead of it. He had her leave ahead of him. Didn't you say the body double had planned to kill her?
Maybe he thought it would be bad if someone saw the scene of the murder. At the time, no one knew that the president was a fake, right? Since he got the info on John, he'd be able to kill both mother and son whenever he wanted. Thank goodness he's dead. Now you're both safe. You should be happy.
Whatever emotions you have towards that man, please put them aside until it's all over. For now, please continue your story.
As you wish. And so, that cowardly body double must have panicked when an eyewitness suddenly appeared from the skies. He then pointed a gun at me and fired.
The bullet struck the balloon's basket cleanly.
I panicked and quickly tried to get away so he wouldn't shoot me down, but talk about a close call.
So you say he tried to get away? So you say you tried to get away right then?
That's right. Is there a problem?
Is there a problem with this statement? You must have placed K on the rooftop. You could have gotten away before then, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. After the body double fired one shot, he entered the hatch to the 51st floor. I looked around for a bit and then landed on the roof.
Please add that statement to your testimony.
Sure, I don't mind.
And that's where you fucking killed yourself, buddy. Once again, you lied.
Lied.
The body double could not have entered the storeroom on the 51st floor 2 nights ago. Miss Hart's testimony proves that.
What? How can you trust that sham journalist testimony?
What do you say? What do you say? You can't insult my mentor like that.
2 nights ago, that lady was staking out the 51st floor. Given that, just how did that body double leave the roof?
Indeed, that is what we must now prove. If he did not use the elevator or the 51st floor to leave the roof, then only one route remains. How did the body double leave the roof without using the elevator or the 51st floor? The balloon. The body double flew.
He
Flew?
Simon Keys, he rode your balloon.
Hey, stop joking around. Why would I have needed to give the body double a lift?
The elevator had a security camera, and the 51st floor was being watched by Miss Hart. Your balloon was the only way the body double could have left the roof.
At the circus, we often perform dangerous stunts in order to surprise the audience. You think you've got me cornered? Sorry, but the show ends here.
What?
Hey you, Lotta, was it? I'd like to ask you something. Are you saying you stood watch on the 51st floor the entire time without any breaks?
Well, reckon course. There ain't no mistakes in my testimony.
Really now? But didn't the sound of Mr. Edgeworth's assistant falling into the storeroom cause you to faint?
Yeah, but that was after that. I didn't mention it before, but after that I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted? Well, something like that.
So, something did happen. Miss Hart, I've determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Kay falling into the storeroom floor.
What's your point? Nobody's perfect.
Look at her, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the kind of person you're relying on.
Kay fell into the storeroom after the body double had left the roof.
In that case, I have a theory on how things happened. After that cowardly body double fired a shot at me, he went and hid in the shadows until Kay fell into the storeroom.
What?
So, what if he was hiding?
Good grief, you guys still haven't noticed?
What if the body double stayed hidden until Loda had fainted, and then he went down onto the 51st floor?
That can't be... Precisely. The locked room mystery on the roof has been unlocked. Gah! Gah! He even said it in my voice!
Yeah. But wait, there's more. I told the hidden body double about John Marsh. That's why he attacked John the next day during practice, but he got himself killed instead. In other words, the one who murdered the body double was none other than John.
John had no motive to kill the body double.
He knew you was the real president's son.
And how would he have known that?
Because I told him so, in a letter.
What did you say?
That is a lie.
Yup, it's all a lie.
Huh?
But then again, maybe not. Maybe I really did tell him. Right, John? It's true that I caused Muzella's head to fall, but I didn't know about my dad until today. I'm not lying. Oh, really? I wonder about that. I found out about the head falling thanks to the bug. Now, if you were the one who caused it to fall, and the body double was crushed to death, that settles it. You're the culprit. You successfully carried out your revenge. Congratulations! All the pieces of the puzzle are now in place, as Mr. Edgeworth would say.
The logic fits. Now then, any rebuttals?
Fuck me. Manipulating humans into fighting with each other sounds just like me, right? I did the same thing to Knightley and Blaze. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. The double was crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster to fall? Do I understand now? Who the body double's real killer is? The truth that I provided them with gave them a big motive for murder. Get it? Those two tried to kill each other because of the truth you're so fond of.
Impossible.
Hey, you detectives over there, hurry up and arrest this murderer. What's wrong? Why aren't you moving? Damn! I thought so. Just admit it. In the end, aren't you all the same as Blaze and the body double? You ignore the prime suspect and come after me without any evidence. How easily it can be distorted to best suit your needs. This law you all believe in.
That is by no means true.
If you're not gonna arrest anyone, maybe I should have a talk with the policeman outside. If I tell them that John Marsh is the killer, they'll be forced to take action.
Simon Keyes, your testimony isn't over yet.
Really? I figured you'd try to stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any evidence, do you? Which means there's no chance for you to win, right? But if you still plan to stop me, you should be prepared to take on this much risk.
Oh boy. What? That much?
Is that the entire bar, or is it like half? And I'm just at half. It's only natural. After all, the fate of the true culprit, John Marsh, at stake here. Hey, Miles. Why don't you take a nice deep breath?
Mr. Shields? At times like this, you should take a breather and think back.
Wait, no. Oops, that was Ray. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch, and smile in the face of danger. The point of contention between your logic and his claims lies in the body double's escape route. How's about, for example, we think of it like this. What's important isn't whether or not the body double got on the balloon, but rather, if we were to assume he did, what circumstances would have allowed for that?
Turn my thinking around.
Well, all I'm doing is a cheap imitation of your old man. Did it help?
Circumstances that would have allowed the body double to get on the balloon. That's right. The body double not only held a large build, but he also had a gun. And in spite of that, no traces of sleeping drugs were found in his system. Which means it can't be.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, are you ready yet? Hope you haven't forgotten about this.
This is bad. I must break his testimony somehow.
Okay. Let's see, manipulating humans into fighting with each other sounds just like me, right? I did the same thing to Knightley and Blaze. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. The double was crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall?
Darn it, does he intend to play innocent until the very end?
Oh my god. The body double's cause of death was rather unique. If he was crushed under the monster's head...
Then the killer would be John after all. Isn't there anything else that could have crushed the double?
Something else that could have crushed the body double.
Okay, I'm gonna save here because if this is wrong, this will kill me. Yup. My god.
John was not the one who killed the body double. He was crushed by a kaiju.
Quit clowning around! This isn't like you at all! Oh, I get it. Since John is supposed to understand the heart of a kaiju.
The one who understands the heart of kaijus is you.
Not even I have kaijus for friends, you know?
Stop being so modest. Didn't you have one very important friend? A kaiju you control at will. Simon Keys, you're the one who killed the body double.
That's... the line balloon!
A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with... A kaiju made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well, would you agree?
Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the body double. Probably because it's an impossible fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The body double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in.
Okay, but then how was the body double in the video that John took? I see! Although it floats in the air, that balloon still weighs several hundred pounds.
When the double threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with the plan to defend yourself. And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the body double wanted to get on, or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters. Because what you carried in your balloon was the body double's corpse.
Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth. You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago. Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death.
What did you say?
That's not like you at all, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at the autopsy report. The time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Last night? That's right. The very night that Muzilla's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on. How about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever. You're wrong. I had no idea that guy was my dad. Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself?
Was my logic wrong?
Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again for chasing down Blaze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge was a success, all thanks to your logic.
If only the time of death matched up, then my logic would fit. Perhaps he did something to throw off the time of death.
And what's more, Dane Gustavia, was it? He even took down the culprit of the IS-7 incident.
Dane Gustavia and the IS-7 incident. That's it. Gustavia killed Dover and hid his body in a block of ice. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected.
That is correct. Never thought you would hear that voice again, did you? Oh God. Yeah. It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction. How can you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon? I'm scared. I'm so scared. Miss Rowley keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why won't you come save me? Is it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets? I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone. Even if we share the same blood, that man is not my father.
I hate to say it, but like father, like son, you're the spitting image of him, Simon. The father you hated so much.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It must have been fate. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the exact same method your father did to throw off the victim's time of death.
Oh, that way! In that thing! And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal! A refrigerated warehouse? You're saying that I threw off the time of death. How would I have done that?
The answer lies in where you hit the body doubles body. The body doubles body doubles body doubles body doubles body. This was the place you used to hide the body. The warehouse. Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body, along with John's kidnapping. It seems that everything is coming together.
The kidnapping? Why are you going back to that? I don't know a thing about it.
Don't forget, John was confined in the refrigerated warehouse. That's right. You kept the body double's corpse in that very same warehouse.
Oh my god, that looks so stupid.
18 years ago, your father hid a body in the same way.
What? My father, the one who abandoned me, did the same thing?
Who would have guessed that both father and son would use the same method?
Stop it. Don't lump me in with that guy. My father, I'm nothing like him. There's not a single connection between us.
You may think so, but even now your bond with Mr. Gustavia still remains. Didn't you say once before, I don't like sweets?
That may have came from the shock of losing your father, don't you think?
You guys have no idea what you're saying.
Even if you deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same? Because apparently they have the same hair color according to someone. Particularly, your beliefs of sacrificing others to protect yourself. And finally, your crimes were brought to light, just as his were.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping after all.
In order to threaten Judge Courtney, it's clear that you partook in the kidnapping.
How scary. Those who get involved with you will be charged with all sorts of crimes. In the end, there's no evidence for the instigation and for the kidnapping. None at all. Or what? Are you gonna forge some evidence? Just like Blaze and the rest?
I'll do nothing of the sort. I can't let him provoke me.
You always say,
I'll pursue the truth no matter what,
right? Don't you mean only the truth that's most convenient to you? After all, that's how the police pull the wool over the eyes of those without power. And that's why my revenge was necessary. None of you can catch me. Not Patricia, not Blaze, and not even you.
Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, isn't there anything we can do?
Even though all my logic points to this man, I just need evidence. Even a single piece of evidence would suffice.
Well, it's been a fun show, but it looks like it's time for the curtains to close. If you'd like, why don't you come and see my next performance? I'll let you, if you admit defeat.
Now who the fuck might that just be?
Who was that?
Whoa!
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gummy, where'd you go?
I was just doing the job I'm able to do, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, your report, please.
I did a quick investigation, sir, about the warehouse John was at. That refrigerated warehouse is currently being rented by the Very Big Circus, just as Mr. Edgeworth said. So it's finally here, our trump card.
Well done, Detective Gumshoe. Now then, Mr. Keys.
Huh. There must be some mistake. Maybe it has something to do with the circus.
I see. Indeed, we are not well informed with the affairs of the circus. In that case, why don't we get your boss's opinion on this? Regina, you can talk for once. You're allowed.
We are renting a refrigerated warehouse to store the animals' food, but I don't know much about the place. After all, I let Simon handle everything.
Curse you!
Ah! Simon, how scary!
What a shame. It seems your desperate actions after the crime were in vain. If the body was found in the warehouse, suspicion would have fallen on you, the one in charge. That's why you specifically moved the body back to the Grand Tower, wasn't it?
Ah.
However, us finding John confirmed that confined at the warehouse was a fatal mistake on your part. Our resident great thief and detective are both rather exemplary. What's wrong? I can even tell through your face paint that you're looking pale.
It's not over yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Your logic is missing the most important piece of evidence.
Oh, please do tell.
Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with the balloon. You can't present it, can you? After all, there's no way such evidence could possibly exist.
The evidence, it exists.
What did you say?
If Mr. Keys murdered the victim, traces of the murder should still remain here.
On the victim.
Wait, no. Shit. Oh wait, no, I get it. Skip. I didn't do anything wrong. You don't need to spell it out for me, Kay. I get it. It should become clear once we examine the basket of this balloon.
The balloon again? Didn't you already find the bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else there.
It'll be fine, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth no matter what he's up against.
That's right, pal. Of course it's gonna be fine. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count.
Mounts, I believe in you too.
But more importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well.
Hydrobot?
Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just one step away from the perfect proof.
The body double was killed by this balloon. The proof lies in the traces left on the basket. Simon Keys, it's time for you to atone for your crimes.
I'll see with my own eyes. The moment this past case is settled once and for all.
Please, Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person.
This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes. What traces were left on the balloon that crushed the victim? Wait, no, there they were. When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well.
Lion lilies? The flowers from Shengfa that represent the bond between parent and child. That's your evidence, surely.
Okay, I think I just accidentally did Simon's voice for Lang.
That's your evidence. Surely you must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. That's not much of a bond now, is it?
Yeah, the language of flowers stuff had nothing to do with this.
Calm down, John. Certainly you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever. Those bonds will surely protect you from that man in the form of my final piece of evidence.
What the heck are you talking about?
Those flowers were crushed. Ergo, they must have come into contact with the murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen stuck to the basket of your balloon.
No way. You guys examined the basket just a few moments ago. If there had been any yellow pollen stuck on there, wouldn't you have noticed it then?
Mr. Keys, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with the naked eye.
What?
Emma,
Yes!
would you perform one more scientific investigation for us?
Leave it to me! The balloon's basket, right? Ah, a reaction! This is clearly pollen from a yellow flower. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower.
What?
I'd say this proves that. The body double's death was caused directly by your own hand.
No way, that can't be,
You crushed the body double to death on the roof of the tower. Then, you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse.
Why did you have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body?
2 nights ago, he knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower.
Ah, Miss Cranes!
Precisely. Leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans.
I see, but even so, he couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either.
Exactly. So the next day, when he was bringing the body back to the tower once again, he saw the small fire John started, which caused the Mozilla head to fall. Was that when the idea came to you? Your plan to pin the crime on John?
Gah!
You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior!
For that reason, you carried the double's body in the balloon and lowered it into the film lot. At that time, the figure of the body double being lowered down by a rope. What? It doesn't look at all like it, though. Was captured in John's video recording.
Damn, it was all...
You saw through it all? Damn it! Damn you!
You manipulated animals, you manipulated people, and you manipulated cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end.
Simon, the animals have gotten angry! Even Money and Astique! You never thought of them as your friend at all, how sad.
Oh god.
Damn it! Damn it! Don't you look at me with those eyes!
It's about time you went back to being a mere clown. A fitting end to your pitiful jester's act.
Stay away from me! Stop it! Please stop it!
Daddy, please help me! I'm scared! I'm so scared!
I don't know anything! I didn't do anything bad! They were the bad ones, weren't they?
Horace, why? Why did you stop me?
If he hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody will help me.
But that man back then, he saved me.
The only one who helped me was Dugan, so I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it!
Don't come any closer! Stop!
Ow, yeah,
Not you! Oh my god! Please, no more!
It seems the game is finally over.
It seems the game is finally over.
Shelly the killer?
Mr. Edgeworld, I must thank you. You have exposed the true identity of the mastermind. Now I am free to...
What?
Drawing a gun would be most inadvisable. Stay where you are and do not move.
I don't have a gun.
You do have a gun, do you not? You intended to draw and fire it without anyone noticing.
He must have taken it from the body double when they killed him. I didn't remember this breakdown. I don't think I've ever seen this breakdown.
This man has betrayed his bond of trust with me. He would have me kill the president while knowing full well that he was the body double. Lying about a target is an extremely dangerous thing to do to an assassin. Not having all the cards on the table can seriously jeopardize an assassination. However, what is even more unforgivable is your deception and your attempt to manipulate me. The time has come for your retribution.
Stop! What the fuck?
You are...
It has been far too long, Shelley.
Please step aside. The man is my prey.
I must ask you to spare his life. Please permit this young acolyte to receive his proper punishment in prison.
I never refuse.
His is the first life I have saved. I will not allow it to be taken away so easily.
You saved a life? You're an assassin, sir. The assassin, Sir Logan?
Ironic, is it not? That I, the one who has taken countless lives, am making a plea for this young one's life. He saved my life, just as I have saved his. Before I knew it, I grew quite fond of the lad. You may laugh at me as much as you wish. However, I must ask that you spare the life of the boy. From one assassin to another, please make this allowance.
A butterfly?
I understand. If you are willing to go that far.
You have my thanks. I am in your debt.
No need for thanks. I simply felt there would be no merit in a fight to the death with you. That is all. And with that, I must take my leave.
Damn it, wait!
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I must thank you well. Thank you as well.
Well, at least you saw the breakdown and everything.
It was necessary for this young acolyte to be put in his place. And that you have done. Now then, it's time for me to return to my humble cage, surrounded by iron bars. Right, Anubis? Right, boy.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, look who's here.
Hey, please die. You killed my dad, right?
I feel like the only twist that's left is that Dogen somehow told those two kids that they were the different kid.
Indeed, I am not one to forget those I have slain. I see. You must despise me, boy with horns. In that case...
John!
Do not panic. I simply lent the boy with horns my knife. Take that knife and run it through my throat. A single stab should do it.
What the fuck?
I've long grown weary of my wooden carvings.
Revenge.
John, don't do it! John, please, I beg of you!
Until just now, I had intended to seek revenge, no matter how many years it took.
Revenge. Revenge is good. Really good. All your pain and suffering slips away. Everything becomes numb, and you'll feel nothing.
Yeah, you may be right. I thought about that while I listened to what you said.
John.
But the only one who could be satisfied with revenge would be myself, right? If I became a murderer, my mom would go through even more pain and suffering. My friends from the movie too, and all those people who care about me as well.
The boy with horns says some interesting things.
That's right. I finally get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I'm not the one who should punish you. After all, isn't that what my mom and that prosecutor guy are here for?
John,
Docs, I think you're a little bit, like, delayed. You should probably pause and unpause.
John, you just said some really profound stuff just now.
Okay, perhaps you should study up a little more yourself.
Is that so? Well then, young one, it is time for us to depart.
Where to?
To prison, of course. That place will be our home.
Our home?
And with that, the case that involved and affected so many people came to a close. However, there was still one last thing I had to do.
Mr. Edgeworth, sorry to keep you waiting.
Why do you call Uncle Ray and the rest of us out here?
Mr. Edgeworth, the formal proceedings have just come to a close.
Huh? What are you talking about? This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge.
This is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this?
Consider this my resignation. I am no longer a prosecutor.
In order to save me when I was suffering from memory loss, you...
A certain man once said, "The only ally a defendant has is their attorney." By trusting in their client, an attorney draws closer to the truth. The sight of that man still shines brilliantly in my eyes. Just as the image of my father fighting in court does. Gregory. However, this is nothing more than that man and my father's... This is nothing more than that man and my father's way of life. It is not mine.
Mr. Edgeworth...
I think I shall live as a prosecutor after all. I see. So you've made your decision. I'm sorry. No, I understand. That's your answer, isn't it? It is. Okay, then that's the end of this conversation. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again. I understand. But you know, Miles, mind if I ask why you chose to live as a prosecutor? Mr. Shields, you asked me this before. To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. I've thought long and hard about that question ever since. How should I live my life? And after this case concluded, I finally found my answer. I want to save people as a prosecutor. As a prosecutor? Simon Keyes, he too was a victim. He lost a parent in a past murder, and with it, the ability to believe in anything else. I too know that feeling. The feeling of losing what's important to you and being unable to believe in anything. I doubted everything during my lonely battles in those days. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. The one who saved me was... They're still not showing him. God damn it. Mr. Keyes must have been all alone. Unable to find salvation from the law, he had no choice but to turn his hands to revenge. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police.
No way! As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him.
Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial? I want to save those like Simon Keyes. So, how would you save him? I'm sure this tragedy could have been avoided if he could have relied on the courts.
But instead, he was cornered by Blaze the Best, who used the power of law for evil. The form of the law can change depending on who wields it. It can be at once a shield to protect and a blade to harm. That too is a contradiction of the law.
A contradiction, huh? That's true. It sure is a contradiction in the law. The way the law is right now, it isn't always completely right. The only way to right those contradictions is by joining in the court system. The one who could have saved Simon Keys was not an attorney, but rather a watchman of the law, a prosecutor. I shall face the contradictions in the law as a prosecutor. I see. That's just like you. But you know, it'll be tough. It won't be just a walk in the park. You'll be going up against the law itself. You do realize that, right? I do. However, someone must. Yep. Uncle Ray believes in you too. The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. I'm sure you can pull it off. After all, you're Gregory's son. Your old man would never give up, no matter what. His eyes always saw only what lay straight ahead. Miles, when you chose to live as a prosecutor, your eyes looked just like your father's. It looks like you've grown up a bit. I really wish your old man could see you now. Thank you very much, Mr. Shields.
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, allow me to formally return this to you.
Please do.
I, Justine Courtney, as a member of the PIG, do hereby return to Miles Edgeworth the rights and privileges of a prosecutor in the name of the Goddess of Law. And with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth is revived!
That's great, sir! So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, it's time for Uncle Ray to make his exit. I have to report to your old man all about the traitor in the Edgeworth family. Thank you for everything, truly. The next time we meet just might be in the courtroom. I hope you'll be ready. Uncle Ray might not look it, but he's an ace attorney after all. I look forward to seeing the attorney my father trained in action. Take care.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, welcome back.
Judge Courtney, I must give my thanks to you as well.
To me?
You sought to fix the corruption within the PIC from the inside. That must surely have been a lonely battle.
No, it was not. For I was never alone. Because the Goddess of Law is always by your side, right?
You made me realize that one could fight in such a way. The prosecutor's office, no, the entire legal world is caught up in this contradiction. If that cannot be set right, there is a truth that will never see the light of day. It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path. One that fights against the contradictions in the law.
I too find that promising, as one in the service of the Goddess of Law. You shall certainly succeed in helping the law grow.
Let us meet again in the courtroom.
Yes. I must apologize for my shameful acts during the trial 2 days ago. Next time, I shall fulfill my duties as a judge perfectly.
Your Honor, I do not intend to speak regarding your ideals.
Prosecutor Edgeworth?
However, the greatest judge I know is one overflowing with humanity. Even during a trial, that judge experiences happiness, anger, sadness, and joy. But nevertheless, always hands down the correct verdict in the end. It's difficult to say, but sometimes I feel that perfection is not always correct.
So, a judge too has the right to behave in such a manner. Thank you very much.
Wow, he's really like, oh, judge is a good judge.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Best, the Goddess of Law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John! When I have this cutout with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. No matter how painful things became, no matter how strong the foe, when I remember that I'm not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward. Wrongs must be put right, for John's sake as well.
John, too, lost his father in a past crime.
That is more important to me than even the words of the Goddess of Law. Though I'm sure the Goddess would be angered by those words.
Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine.
I don't have to be perfect. I just want to grow little by little. Both as a judge and as a mother, that is how I feel.
It seems there is much each of us has yet to learn.
Agreed. We are still but children before the world. Let us grow in our respective paths, until we meet again. I shall look forward to that reunion. May the blessings of the Goddess of Law be upon you as you follow your new path.
Though I once lost my position as prosecutor, I have now reclaimed it, so that I may tread a new path of prosecutor. I shall surely reach the truth waiting at the end of this path, no matter how difficult that path may be. If any seek to stop me on my way, they shall receive no mercy, no matter who they may be. I will shout just one word: objection!
Oh man! I did it!
Gee, what sort of scoop are you aiming for next? Hey, ain't you a journalist? They ain't nothing more important than information. You may be my apprentice, but you're still my business rival. I ain't gonna tell you everything. That's my mentor, alright? I understand. I'll let my information use my own 2 feet. Yeah, that's the spirit. By the way, would you mind me asking what sort of scoop you're aiming for next? Huh? Chief? Huh, ain't no need to be stingy. I'm your mentor after all. That's just heinous.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that.
It seems that the wound on my left arm is yet to heal. The bodyguard who inflicted this wound upon me. His is a name I will never forget. Now then, shall I return to being a simple ice cream salesman? Perhaps this time I should try being a crepe salesman instead. For now, I shall live as a calm life until my services are required once more.
This whole credit sequence is gonna be the worst thing. No. Okay. God damn it!
I might have been knocked out once by the prosecutor named Edgeworth, but I'll keep on trying to escape. I won't let him dampen my fighting spirit. Ain't that right, Rocky? The gong that'll sound off my next escape will ring out soon enough. Until then, let's keep working out.
My voice already hurts from just those lines. Oh boy, saw it.
Are you inquiring into my studies to become a pet groomer? I am working as hard as ever. I spend every day covered in mud. Perhaps this suits my true nature far better than the life of a newspaper salesman. Once I leave the prison, I hope to earn an honest wage as a pet groomer. Huh. My sentence has been extended? Because I was Warden Roland's accomplice? I'd rather just watch the credits right now, okay? Why do you think I've been giving a rat's ass about these stupid animals? To hell with the pet service license! Damn it!
Oh god, more Regina.
Regina was really shocked by the truth about Simon too.
I mean, I trusted him as my subordinate. But there's no use fretting over it. The show must go on. I have to do my best so that I won't lose to the magic or ventriloquist divisions. I'll put on the greatest performance ever, one that'll blow away this entire case.
Oh boy. Do I remember Gregory? Okay, here we come with Dogen.
It seems I have grown soft in my old age, right, Anubis? Right, boy? To think the life I saved on a whim 18 years ago would drive me to such lengths. Thanks to that, I am confined to my humble cell once more. Well, this time that child is here as well. Perhaps it won't be such a bore. Right, boy?
Huh, okay. Oh, cool! These two. Today's dessert is chocolate cake!
That gently melting moment of allure.
I will wait for you forever, Kate. I shall come here every day, just as you and Raymond did it for me.
Monsieur Shields, Prosecutor Edgeworth, I'm truly grateful to them. I cannot believe I am to eat your desserts once more, Monsieur Master.
I have been allowed to distribute my treats in both the detention center and the prison. For the past 18 years, I have brought joy to one and all with my delicious sweets. You went to jail! Oh boy, she's the mastermind.
You see, thanks for everything, boys. Of course, I owe Greggy my thanks too. After all, I get to stuff myself with Jeffy's delicious desserts once again. Oi, next time, maybe I'll use one of Jeffy's sweets to create a new drug. The tucking diet. You'll tuck in your stomach while you're tugging to desserts. It'll be delicious and slimming, and also good for your health.
Yes, exactly. Oh god,
Where's the game? Okay, yeah. Man, I'm glad to meet and sketch so many beauties. But Mandy caught a glimpse of my beauty sketch. She had a misunderstanding and clobbered me in the face with her sketchbook. So in exchange for my sketch of beauties, I had one beauty walk out on me. Maybe it's time for me to start getting more serious about my life. Do I take the path of an artist, or do I follow the path of my heart? Oh, and by heart I mean the heart of my new lady.
oh god, yeah, it was like this. Mr. Bad, thank you for all your help. Thanks for all the help. Huh. I'll testify about the IS-7 incident as much as you need me to. Prosecutor Edgeworth seems pretty active too. He chose not to take the same path as Gregory, but rather to live as a prosecutor. Well, I'm kinda sad that I won't get to work with him, but I'll continue to watch over him. Huh. It looks like you've grown up quite a bit yourself. I'm so happy. Mr. Bad actually praised me. If you ever need a hand from Attorney Raymond Shields, give me a call anytime, any place. Oh, that was close. Oh, here are the Foundation ones. Oh, okay, these two.
My crimes were punished far more leniently than I expected. Once it was proven that I had been threatened? Ouch! No crime is more heavy or light than any other. I'm sorry, of course I regret what I did. However, I'm so glad I could still be together with you, Granny. Huh? You want me to hurry back to work? That's right. The next corpse is waiting for us after all.
The next corpse, wow. Oh god damn it.
I'm glad that my scientific investigation came in handy this time around as well. Good thing I rushed back here all the way from Europe. And now, I have to leave again.
that kind of takes the fire out of a girl, as you can imagine. But this is all so that I can become an actual forensics detective. Scientist. So then, I guess it's time to go. If anything comes up, be sure to call me right away. The second I get the word, I'll dash right over.
Okay, Francisco.
Secreter the father, secreter the expectations are for the children. Prosecutor the best, was it? His way of life shall be tested henceforth. Just as mine was. Miles Edgeworth chose to live a different life from his father as a prosecutor. I suppose that too is an answer.
I could never have imagined the truth that my old man was hiding. Unlike me, who only thought about the Lang clan, my old man was trying to protect an entire nation. But I swear to you all that I would carry on his will, even if the president was a fake and the real one was murdered. I swear that I, together with my men, shall revive Shangfa. Someday I will surely show all of Shangfa bring you with light. One! Oh! Pro-ZD! Pro-ZD! Pro-ZD!
I've asked everyone to stop calling me the best. I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm just borrowing Pop's powers. I shall study even harder than before and triumph over Pops. I become strong enough so that I won't lose even to Mr. Edgeworth. Now then, let's start by thinking up my new nickname.
Oh my god. Oh god, this is gonna be great.
A lot has happened, but thankfully the film was a roaring success.
The gossip articles about the murder made our movie the talk of the country. A monstrous man appears from the mighty Mozilla. This is the true face of the monster who murdered the president of Shangfa. Huh? Isn't that you in the photo, Mr. Powers?
Huh? How could something like this happen?
No, it's fine, isn't it? It's thanks to those articles that our film is big.
Much obliged.
Plaster right?
John, I greatly enjoyed watching your movie.
It's no big deal. It's not like I had a major role or anything.
What are you saying? You played the key character who connects Mozilla and Gordy. There is no one else besides you who could have played the part.
It's really not much you missed anyway. Yeah, I guess. Like, it should be for a sequel. I really work as an actor. Mom, before we head home, can we go buy something? Yeah, it was just the epilogue. I'd like to decorate our home with a line lily for Dad.
Then one will not suffice. You will need 2 more. And 1 for Amy.
Of course. Wow, we were really busy with all those cases, weren't we, sir?
Indeed we were. Why did all these incidents happen in such quick succession?
I feel like things are always busy whenever I'm around.
Wait, Kay, wouldn't that mean you're a magnet for crimes?
Hey, Gummy, that was rude!
I do get the impression that he's not entirely wrong. So then, Kay, do you intend to resume your training to become a great thief?
I don't know.
Huh? Is something on your mind, pal?
How should I put it? Until now, I've always been chasing after my father, so that I could become a great thief just like him.
Like the previous Yanagarasu, I suppose.
But watching you, Mr. Edges, made me think, maybe instead of chasing after my father, I should find my own path. I mean, you didn't become a defense attorney either.
Chasing after a parent's shadow isn't the only path in life for a child after all.
I'm going to aim to be a hero in my own way.
That sounds good.
But of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to throw away the name of the great Tigatagarasu.
No matter what sort of hero you become, Kay, you'll always still be Kay.
Thanks, Gummy. And Gummy will always be Gummy.
Of course, pal. I plan to keep pushing forward on my path toward of a detective after all. Mr. Edgeworth, I look forward to continuing to work with you, sir.
Yes, I'll be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. Detective, you saved me many times during these past cases. You have my gratitude. I suggest you look forward to your next salary assessment.
What? Huh?
What?
Does that mean what I think it means?
What's wrong? I'm saying that your salary ought to be raised.
Really, sir? I can't believe it.
Isn't that great, Gummy? It's like a dream come true. I can finally say goodbye to my...
Oi, it's like a dream come true. I can finally say goodbye to my instant noodle lifestyle.
However, that doesn't mean you can start slacking off. The real work begins from here on out. You should prepare yourself.
Yes, sir. Roger that. I'll devote my body and soul to following after you, Mr. Edgeworth.
The path Mr. Shields and Judge Courtney taught me is to take a stand against the contradictions in the law and to reach the truth at the end of that road. What am I able to do? That is a question I must continue to dwell upon. Certainly, this path will not be easy. However,
Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Best, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John! When I have this cut up with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. When I remember that I am not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward.
Your bond with your son is a secret to your strength, I imagine. Bonds, huh?
Ah, I completely forgot!
That was sudden. What's wrong?
I was searching for members for the new Yatagarasu team.
Now that you mention it, I do remember you saying something to that effect.
But in the end, I wasn't even able to find a single person. Can you imagine it? A team combing their truth? Combining their powers in order to steal the truth? I wanted to create an invincible team like that, but...
What are you saying, pal? Don't you already have a team? Together, the three of us can solve any case that comes our way.
Yeah, you're right! A prosecutor, a detective, and a great thief! We're the invincible trio of heroes that steals and captures and pursues the truth.
Hearing all that kind of makes me feel sorry for the truth.
As long as the three of us are together, there's nothing to fear. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, you are correct. Even until this latest moment, my father ran along his own path. I too shall advance along mine, accompanied by my somewhat boisterous comrades. As long as they are by my side, I can walk forward without hesitation. On this new path as a prosecutor and attorneys, the path I walk is not my father's. However, I am certain that the two paths are not separate. Though we may walk in opposite directions, our destination is the same. Why, you may ask? Because both paths lead to the one and only truth. After all this time, it's finally been finished. Great game. Come on. But yeah. Did you get that playlist link in case you want to rewatch the whole playthrough, Mur? Man, Sebastian, who would have thought that he was actually cool? Okay. Yeah, better than the first one. Though the first one wasn't bad. Oh yeah, let's show all of these in this, how I see them. Just everyone has the chest cut out. Even Sebastian. You know, I'm really glad there was no Gregory in the I'm glad there was no Gregory in the credits because I legit do not remember how I did his voice. Like at all. I'm honestly not sure if I consider this the best game, but it's very much up there. I always have too much trouble remembering what happens in each game. And replaying them is sort of hard for me too. But yeah, that was this. I'm not sure what I'll be streaming next on this channel, but it's probably gonna end up being like some PS4 again, Red Dead, maybe Until Dawn. But no more Ace Attorneys. Nope, not Ghost Trick. Well, see you then.